Dog, I quit so many jobs the day of.
What, day one?
Like, I'll never forget, I quit this job. There was a manager trainee program in Sea Caucus, $45,000 to start. Like, just, they wanted me to work clerical for 3 months, something else for 3 months, warehouse for 3 months, something else for 3 months, and then you become a manager at this lumber yard.
Yeah.
I did it for about 10 days, though. And it wasn't until 4th of July weekend when all my friends were down the shore. And I'm sitting, and I got to sit till 6, and there's not one customer on that lot. And they're making me count screws and
Just busy work.
file. I just fucking put everything away. Got in my car. I was like, where are you going? I wouldn't even say anything in those days.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say anything. Halloween 84, I stayed out on like a 4 fucking day bender. Like, I went out on Thursday to come back, and I fucking stayed out. Like, just got fucked up Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday night, a friend of mine calls me. She goes, hey, my dad got you a job at this paint store. And I was like a fucking full-time criminal. By this point, I had just given up. I'm like, a fucking paint store.
Yeah, that's kind of nice how a job just falls in your lap.
Oh, my God. I just went through like 4,000 in cocaine that wasn't mine. They were going to come looking for me at any moment. I told them I'd be back in an hour. I never came back with their fucking bag of blow. I ended up with this girl bleeding from my nose. She was bleeding from her nose. We tried to have sex. And then I went back to wherever I was living in those days. And that's when my friend woke me up and he goes, hey, Tiz called. Your dad got you a job on 68th and Bergenland, this paint place. I walked in there. I was like, this is going to change my whole life. Like, I'm a new man. I have to stop this. This fucking half a gangster's looking for me now for his fucking $4,000. And it was a lot more than $4,000. And I went in there and they were like, oh, hey, you're going to mix paints this morning. And I remember looking at that clock. It was 8 to 9 was a long hour. And 9 to 10 was even a longer hour. But there was nothing like 10 to 11. It seemed like hell. And all of a sudden, resistance from the war of art started to come up and shit. And I just started getting negative thoughts. So wait a second. I'm getting $10 an hour. I'm going to make $80 today times 5. Are you fucking kidding me? I get an ounce of blow and make that an hour. I'll never forget telling them, listen, I'll be back in 5 minutes. And they're like, where you going? I got to get a soda across the street. Pew! I remember I had a gold watch in maybe $4. I had stolen this gold watch somewhere. It was like a nice Bolivar, like a $3,000 fucking watch. And I ended up with it. And this was my last ray of hope. After this, I'll never forget, I went into a drug dealer's house. I knew like it was Lee's drug dealer. I knocked on his door. He's like, who are you? I go, I'm a good friend of Lee's. I'm Joey Diaz. He goes, come on in. I go, listen, man, you don't know me from Adam. I'm in a bind. I need a half ounce of your best coke. I'll leave my watch as a collateral. I'll be here in an hour to give you the 800. He was like, all right. I took that coke. I never came back either. That was like the week from fucking hell. Everybody was waiting for me.
It's telling everybody I'll be back.
I'll be back.
That was your MO.
Give me 5 minutes. I just got to go up the corner there. Where? Up the corner. I'll be right back. Fuck, I used to quit jobs. I would go to a job, they give me like a shovel. 10 minutes. I'm out of here. Fuck you. I didn't come out here to shovel.
10 minutes?
I would last 10 minutes. I built scaffolds for a while. I got there and they're like, are you scared of heights? I'm like, nah. They're like $15 an hour. All right. After the 3rd floor.
Yeah, I'm out. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Then I went to the other side of the building. This was a huge building they were building. I took every job in the fucking building. The people who spray that shit on your building, so it's like an insulation.
Oh, yeah.
I took that job too. That lasted like a day. I picked up my check. Then the people who put the railroad ties into the floor to build the walls, I did that for a while. That I liked. Except for the fucking splinters and the red ants biting you.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. You got a workout and a half. You got a big drill. Lee, what's the matter? You didn't even need a fucking edible.
I'm not.
And you're over there making fucking faces.
I'm going through changes because I'm just imagining you going in, just quitting a job every other. Like, how do you get these many jobs?
Bro, I could sell a fucking ice cube to a fucking Satanist. You understand me? I don't give a fuck, Jack. You just give me a fucking resume and I'll fucking type it up for you in no time. I'll get you that job.
Did they not call references back then?
Even if they did, I didn't know what they were talking about. I used to have fake references in those days.
All your references sound exactly like you.
Oh my God. I had such fake, like if I got fired from a job, but it was a good job, I'd write it down as a reference. Then they would call me, the people, and go, listen, we just tried to call the Sheraton, and they said you were fired. I'm like, bullocks! I didn't get fired. I just fucking quit after a year and a half. Well, they said I would argue. They would say they couldn't get hold of references. I would make up names and call. I was fucking notorious for that shit. Because in my mind, I really didn't believe that.
Yeah.
That they check references. We had an undercover copy today, on the phone today. And he was talking about he had to meet this killer at a gas station all the time. Well, in 85, I ran out of, I was fucking out there, dog. I was crazy. Yeah. So Jersey and Portland, Oregon are the only states where you can't pump your own gas.
Oh, I knew that about Oregon. Right. I didn't know that about Jersey.
New Jersey, too, you can't pump your own gas. So I would get gas station jobs close to the bridge or the tunnel where there's a lot of action. And I would go in there, what's your name? Fahim, Anwar. And they go, really? What do you want to work? What shift? 12 to 8 in the morning. Because they're not going to check a reference. You know what I'm saying? Like I told Lee, I go, Lee, if you're working at a gas station, if you're the owner and you got to fill 12 to 8, and I come in and go 12 to 8, you're going to hire me without even a fucking reference check. And I would get the job, and I would fill up gas tanks. People would come in, give me 40, give me 50. I'd wait till I get $3,000, and I'd take off. I'd leave the gas station open, the register for the taking. It was fucking crazy. And I must have done it 10 times. They never caught on. I'd see a help wanted side of the gas station. I'd do the application, and they'd tell me, when do you want to start? And I go, next Tuesday night. Okay. And I'd tell you, like, let me borrow 200 till next Tuesday night. Like, I already had it down in my head. I was just going in there, pumping gas for 4 or 5 hours, keeping all the profits. They would ask me, did you dump yet? Oh, yeah, I dumped, because they'd make you make a deposit every $1,000. Right. Fuck you. I'd dump like a $10 bill in there. I'd keep the rest. I put it in my socks. Fucking crazy. I had no respect for work. That's why I knew if this didn't work, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
I didn't want to work. There was no fucking way. I think about it now sometimes. You ever get up like at 6 in the morning, look around and go...
Because I did it. So it's nice. It's nice to be doing what you want to do, and every day it's not work. It's a cliche you always hear, like, oh, do what you love. You don't work a day in your life. But it's true. You wake up, and it's nice that everything that I do is working towards something that we're building, not somebody else's thing. But sometimes you got to do that. And when I was at Boeing, I did that because I knew I was trying to get to this thing. It's all right to do that for a while, but to have a goal